Hi everyone, welcome back to Two.spective. I'm your host Aïcha, and I'm really excited about today's episode because we have an amazing guest joining us, Kevin Allagapen, a nutritionist who is passionate about helping people, including myself, eat well and feel their best. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you, Aisha, for this invitation. I'm happy to be here.
So, Kevin, today we're talking about something simple but powerful: nutrition and the benefits of eating healthy. But before we dive in, could you give our listeners a brief introduction to who you are and what you do?
I'm a nutritional therapist and I'm helping people in their health journey with nutrition, from personalized nutrition guidance to stay healthy to specific conditions like gut inflammation, type 2 diabetes, or skin issue. And I also apply a holistic and naturopathic point of view with my clients, meaning that I consider the body as a whole interconnected environment where we investigate on the root cause of the condition instead of the symptoms.
So, we hear advice all the time on this subject, but what does it actually do for our bodies and how does it impact our daily lives? What is good nutrition?
First, I would say that nutrition contributes to what we are. It is our building blocks for our body, our organs, and our cells. So the sentence, "we are what we eat," cannot be more true when we understand the impact of our food to our body and mind. And to define globally what is good nutrition, I would say that it's about balance. Good nutrition isn't about strict diets or cutting out an entire group of food. Our body needs a mix of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals to function properly. And the better quality of our food, the better your body performs. So yes, good nutrition is a balance of whole food, rich in the nutrients we need to build, to repair, to support our body through the years.
You mentioned carbohydrate, which is one of the key components to a healthy diet. We hear a lot of words like protein, healthy fats, which can sound a bit too technical and overwhelming for some people. Can you give us a simple definition and examples of ingredients associated with these key components?
A simple definition: carbohydrates are the main source of energy to our body. So you can find almost everywhere, especially in whole grains like rice, wheat, and legumes like lentils and beans, and root vegetables like potatoes, and you can find them in any fruits. So yeah, they are these nutrients that gives the body energy to do your daily activity. So for proteins, they help mainly to repair and build your body. That's why when you go to the gym, we all know that we need protein to repair the muscles fiber that we damage during the physical activity. So in terms of food, we have mainly animal protein like chicken, eggs, fish, beef, but also legumes, beans and chickpeas, lentils. And it's better to have animal and plant-based source of protein to have a complete panel of amino acids. Fats or lipids are really important as well. And the idea to cutting fat to avoid weight gain needs to be changed. Healthy fats that we find in nuts, seeds, fish, avocados or olive oil are essential to support our brain, for example, our hormones, transporting vitamins and minerals into our bloodstream, produce our cell membrane, regulate our metabolism or balance satiety, which is the hunger feeling. So fat is not something to avoid. It's better to choose the source that I just mentioned and not mistake with trans fat or different fat that are in industrial products.
After our consultation a few years ago, I remember how you helped me understand and change my eating habits. And I realized that you don't need a perfect diet. All I needed was to start with small habits. For example, add more vegetable to my meals. And by the way, you can easily implement up to 20 vegetables per day in your meals. I mean, it's really doable. It's just a matter of knowing what to eat and how to organize yourself. To eat regular and balanced meal. For example, limit highly processed foods and eating out. So, any additional small habits or advice you can suggest to our listeners?
One advice I can give is don't stress about your nutritional plan, whether it's for losing weight or increase your energy level or feeling less bloated. All these needs are different, and the worst things to do is to start a lifestyle change with stress or impatience. So my advice is small changes week by week. Instead of trying to cut the bad habits you have since many years, you need a plan to reduce it and eliminate it eventually. So for example, if you like energy drinks or soda and this is part of your daily life, it's logical and it's a good strategy to reduce by one and replace it by a bottle of water, a glass of water. So instead of drinking 3 cans, you try for the first week 2 cans per day and increase your water intake at the same time. So yeah, I found that these weekly changes, slight changes, this is what is creating habits for the long term. Otherwise, it's not going to last long. And especially for weight loss, where the body metabolism needs time to rebalance.
A big mistake people make is following extreme diets. Cutting out entire food groups or eating too little, which can actually cause more harm to our health than help improve it. Any other common mistakes you would like to perhaps shed light on?
A common mistake is I have something in my mind for people who want to lose weight too quickly. So they tend to choose really restrictive diets where there is no joy in this journey and eventually it's not going to last long. So they will lose weight at some point when they decrease their calories, but that will be for a short period of time. And then what will happen is the body will adapt to these calorie restrictions and it will stock any food as fat because the body purpose is to survive. And this fat storage is necessary in case there is another decrease in the food intake. And that will also impact significantly the energy level in a negative way. So yeah, one of the mistake is being impatient and follow things that are not aligned to your needs or to yourself. There is also a good method I share with everyone is the 80-20 rule. So 80% of healthy food and 20% of flexibility. And when I say 20% flexibility. I'm not saying to consume very bad things in these 20%, but these give you a range of adaptation to, for example, your social life, going to eat with your family and friends, something that you know is not so healthy, but sharing this moment is really important for you and your environment. So this is really important for your health too. This is why we cannot isolate our mind to our body. It is a whole environment working together.
One of the first things I noticed when I started eating healthier is a huge improvement on my energy levels. Considering how much we handle daily, a healthy diet can play a big role in reducing stress and anxiety. This can manifest in different ways. Some people may skip meals, while others may overindulge, particularly in high sugar foods. How can we stay more mindful day to day and avoid falling into that anxious state, while still keeping our energy, focus, and productivity up?
Having more energy or feeling less tired is really common these days. This is something that many people are seeking. We are surrounded by too many things, and sometimes the feeling of not able to do anything at all. So the feeling of being drained by our daily life and responsibilities. And energy needs to be seen as a whole subject. And it includes nutrition, sleep, physical activity, and psychology. If we balance these 4 elements, the feeling of being tired or drained will decrease. And in terms of nutrition, it's kind of the same strategy. So consuming whole food, fruits and vegetables, healthy fat, no industrial food with trans fat or simple sugar. Really avoiding simple sugar without fiber, like cakes, soda. They will contribute to the spike of your blood sugar and crash a few moments later. That will cause the tiredness. And sometimes people will compensate with a strong coffee to carry their activities. So try to avoid as much as possible simple sugar without protein or healthy fats.
Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. I loved our discussion on how to build a balanced, sustainable diet. So many great takeaways here on nutrition and feeling your best. But before we go, where can our listeners find you and your work?
Thank you, Aïcha, for receiving me. And it was really a pleasure to discuss these interesting topics with you. So people can contact me directly on my website, or there will be my contact and emails. So the website is therapy-nutrition.com.
That's it for today's episode on Two.spective. Remember, small changes can lead to big results over time. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to tell us about your experience, DM us, subscribe, and share it with someone who you might find it helpful. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.